everybody, Mike here, Dave from Bass Frontiers coming at you, and we're going to talk about this beautiful instrument that I am in love with and can't wait for Dave to give it to me.
Yeah, you may wind up with it someday if I need sandwich meat for my son.
Right. Cool, but, man. So what you got there, my brother?
Man, this is a Kramer era USA Specter. And I've done a few mods to it, which I'll tell you all about. But I was on tour with Lordy Morgan in around 1986.
Okay.
And you have to forgive me because dates and tours and things run together when you get to be older. And I can't remember. I want to say we were playing with probably Alabama and Clint Black or somebody like that. It was a pretty big tour. And we were playing the Rose Garden where the Blazers play basketball. Mm-hmm. And I had the great fortune of getting to play there on many tours years past. And I was out, we got into town a day early or something, and I'd always rent a car or something and go about the city.
Right.
And I loved it. At that time, Portland was amazing.
Oh, that's cool.
And I was driving around, and I passed a record store, which don't hardly exist anymore, record stores. So, and in the window was this giant, the Police poster of Sting jumping off the drum riser holding a white Specter.
Oh yeah, Synchronicity
and I kind of knew what the Specter was. I never really owned one at that point yet, but I was curious, and that poster just looked so cool.
Yeah.
and I passed by, and I went and turned around, came back to the record shop, bought that poster, shipped it home to myself, you know, and then became that started the hunt for one of these. But what I didn't know, I figured, well, I'll just go find one and I'll get one. But what I didn't know is they made 108 white ones during the Kramer era.
Oh my God.
So they're a little hard to find.
Ooh, yeah.
And now they're really going up in value now as well.
Sure.
This one was built in November of '88, and since I found it, it took me. Well, let me back up. I decided I wanted one. So I started calling. At that time, we had a lot of bass specialty stores. Third Base in Denver, I think it was, and the Bass Place in Arizona, Bass Northeast with Evan up in Seattle. And
Basement in New Jersey back in those days.
Yeah, Bass Central.
Bass Central in
Orlando.
Orlando.
The Bass Center in LA.
Yeah.
I called all of them looking for a white Kramer Specter. A little known to me at the time, the one Sting was actually playing was a Brooklyn model. Okay. But I wanted a Kramer. I don't even know why I wanted a Kramer. I just wanted a white Kramer Specter. So I think 2.5 years later, I get a phone call from my buddy Lee Miller out at the Bass Place in Arizona. And he says to me, he says, Dave, he says, did you ever find a white Specter? And I was like, nope. He goes, you still want one? I said, yeah. He goes, well, I saw this guy, one new, and I believe his name is Bobby Hornsby. And that's funny because Bobby contacted me just a few years ago, and he says, hey, Dave, do you still have my white Specter? And I was like, no, I have my white Specter. and he tried to buy it back, but I've had multiple opportunities to sell this bass, and I can't do it, you know. I've played Doug Wimbish's. I've played a ton of them through my lifetime. Yep. This is the one. That's the one. This one's right for me, and it sounds, sonically, it just sounds, it beats every other one of it, and I've owned a bunch of them through the years. Right. And this is just the one. It's a little heavy, you know, but it's a nice neck on it, and it's just a wonderful bass.
It feels so incredible. Are those the original pickups?
No, they're not. I have all the original stuff that came on it, but I put the new bridge on it that has the set screws. It's a little easier to intonate.
Yep.
So anyway, I was talking to Rob Turner, the creator of EMG, and he said, Dave, I invented these pickups. They're ceramic. They're like boiling water. Can't mess them up. So he said, if you don't like them, put your old ones back in. Right. So that's, once I put them in, they sounded great to my ears, and I just left them. And it has the old original, has lab preamp in it, which is to me is very key to this bass.
Right.
It's everything. It's the design and the
Yes.
pickups and just the way that everything flows with it.
It's all maple, right?
It's all maple.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Back then,
Neck
cool.
through.
Brass.
Mm-hmm.
Killer.
And yeah, it's just been a wonderful bass. I did the hip shot detuner, which I do on all my 4 strings. But this one is serial number 1569. I have found through the years of owning a bunch of them, the 12 and 1300 serial numbers, I believe, have double graphite rods in them,
Okay.
in addition to the truss rod.
Oh.
I think that's right. And it'll have a G on the serial number, which is usually under here or in the cavity. It's written in big numbers in here or under or in pencil here.
Okay.
And if it has a G on it, it has the
Right.
graphite rods. Right.
Makes sense. Yeah.
And I don't know how that. I think they did that in the 12 and 1300s, or maybe part of each. But the ones that sound the best that I've had in my hands have been the 1500s.
Yeah.
The old TM Stevens bass that I had.
Yeah.
The multicolored one, that's
Yep.
a 1500 series. And it sounded great. It was a little more gnarly than this. It wasn't as smooth as this one. This one has a smoothness
It does.
for recording unlike anything I've ever owned.
Yeah.
It just sounds so good in the studio.
I've had a bunch of Specters myself over the years, and I love Specters, and this one is undoubtedly special. It
Well,
just
thank you,
feels, and it's got that burp.
Yeah, it
That
does.
bridge pickup burp is perfect on this bass.
Yeah. Oh, and I put the one of the things you can tell if you ever get a Spectre and it has the recessed strap locks, the Dunlops. It's a pretty good chance I owned it because I'm the only guy that will drill out a Spectre to put those in,
That's
and mainly
hysterical.
because you and I are working musicians. I'm
Yeah.
not buying basses to collect them. I can't
Right.
afford it, number one, and honestly, I don't have any interest in collecting basses
Yeah.
myself.
Yeah.
Largely because I can't afford it. but they have to serve a purpose. I got it,
Exactly.
like I've got it down to the basses that I keep here at home and that I have that I use, or the things that I play with Artemis. And I have this Spectre and a 5-string Spectre,
Mhm.
SSD era,
Yeah.
that has the humbuckers, the reverse PJ cased as in humbuckers,
Okay.
shells.
Is that what that is in there?
Mhm.
Okay.
And it that bass is a tremendous recording bass. So if I go to a session, I take this 4 and that 5, and unless I really need a P bass, I'll take one of my Yamahas or the tribute bass or something. But
Right.
this bass has served me so well,
Mm-hmm.
and you don't think about it. I didn't think about it. I was doing a gig one time with my old buddy Tom Rutledge, who worked with Dolly and Alan Jackson and so many others for years. And Tom was asking me one day, he goes, "Man, how much money do you think you made with that bass?" And I thought, well, since 1995, a lot, And I mean, you figure out all the gigs you've done, and I've earned a living as a musician
Yeah.
for years and years, as you have. And when you really start thinking about it in those terms, it's well paid for itself.
Oh my God, no
And then
doubt. No doubt.
But,
That's beautiful.
but this is a special one. I really love this bass. If I had to let everything else in my life go, this one would have to go. I don't know. Maybe I will it to you. I want it to go. If something happens to me, I want it to go to somebody who will really appreciate it and love it and play it. I don't want anybody to.
You heard that.
I don't want it to ever sit, dude. They're made to be played. Guys.
Exactly.
Some guys are funny. They don't want to take their good stuff out, but
I'm the same way. When I see something in my room that I haven't played for a while, okay, sell that. It's
yeah.
got to go. I don't care how good it is, because they're all great, but it's like,
They
okay,
are.
I'm not using this no more. Somebody else needs it. Somebody
Yeah.
else needs it. It's not for me
They're
no more.
made to be played, man. And that's one of my other favorite things about Stewart years ago. His slogan is "Bass is built for a lifetime,"
Mm-hmm.
and they
Oh,
are.
God.
And
These
you
things
just
are
take them out and
tanks.
play them. You don't want to trash it, but this has got nicks in it. Look at that. Dude.
Sure.
It's got nicks and dings, and
No,
somebody
it's-
left it in a hot case. You can see there. It's
But still, for the thousands and thousands of hours and all the traveling it's done, for it to still be this
Yeah.
nice and this solid, close your eyes and touch it. It feels brand new.
yeah, it does. Man.
It does.
It's been a wonderful instrument for
Mhm.
me, and I just this is the one that probably die with.
That's awesome.
So,
Well, thanks so much, Dave, for sharing that with us.
you bet, man.
You
Thank
rock,
you.
brother. And
Thank you.
we will see you soon because Dave's got another really special bass that we're going to look at. So make sure you stay tuned to our YouTube channel. Like, subscribe, comment. If there's anything you want to know about the stuff that's on the bass itself, more history, you just let me know and I'll make sure I get you that information. And we will see you soon right here at Bass Frontiers. Peace.